Look at these Indian scientists. They go to temples and pray. They are so backward and religious. These are some of the words I heard after the ISRO chairman offered prayers in a Hindu temple. Many mocked him, and many even made fun of ISRO.
Some called it a dangerous mix of science and religion, and others found yet another reason to mock Hinduism and India. But how many mocked the USA and NASA when American astronaut Victor Glover headed to space with a Bible? Not only that, Victor Glover, who has been described as a committed Christian, was chosen as one of the 4 astronauts who will venture around the moon on Artemis II. As reported here, he mentioned God at both the beginning and end of his statement at the press conference when the Artemis II crew was introduced. And of course, he did that intentionally. So, who is mixing religion and science here? An American astronaut, right? Mind you, this is not an isolated case. First, Christianity or Christian nationalism is the heart and soul of many individuals in the Western world. Second, Christianity and state have never been properly separated in the Western world. And third, in the West, Christianity, Christian prayers or Christian blessings have been deeply intertwined with numerous state affairs and with some of the biggest crimes against humanity. For example, the American aircraft which obliterated Hiroshima and Nagasaki were crewed by Christian servicemen and counseled and blessed by Christian military chaplains. As mentioned here, Chaplain William B. Downey led men of the 509th Composite Bomb Group in prayer before they embarked on their mission to drop the atomic bomb on Japan. And read this, the atomic bomb Fat Man was blessed by Father George Zabelka. Yes, in our modern and advanced Europe, Christian blessings and Christian prayers have been an important part of numerous landmark events. In the UK, even a new bridge is blessed by a bishop. In 2017, in Norway, when the bridge and new highway linking Norway and Russia opened, a Norwegian bishop and Russian metropolitan had a joint blessing ceremony. Not only that, as reported by the BBC, when the new home of Germany's parliament, the renovated Reichstag building, was opened in Berlin, a blessing ceremony was conducted by Catholic and Protestant priests. And did the Western world mock Germany for that? As far as the scientific temperament in the West is concerned, consider this. Many Americans claim and believe that they have had sex with aliens and have already given birth to hybrid babies. And many claim that they were kidnapped or raped by extraterrestrials. A survey concluded that 2% of Americans have experienced UFO abduction syndrome. 77% of adults in America believe that angels are real. 61% of Americans think that the devil is real. And 21% of Americans believe in witches. In the Western world, demonic possession is another subject that has been observed and discussed widely. Reportedly, 500,000 people seek exorcisms in Italy annually. It was also reported that the demand for exorcists was increasing in France. The shortage of clergy trained in exorcism means that many independent and self-styled exorcists are in demand in Europe, charging hundreds of dollars to rich people and properties of so-called demons. In 2018, around 250 priests went to Rome to undergo annual Vatican training on exorcisms. 57% of Americans believe in demonic possession, and surprisingly, when it comes to younger Americans in the 18 to 29 age group, the percentage that believes in demonic possession is even higher at 63%. What is even more disturbing is that there have been attempts to cure people of their homosexuality through exorcism. Besides that, as reported by the CNN, 7% of American adults think chocolate milk comes from brown cows. I mean, that could be millions of Americans thinking that brown cows produce chocolate milk. Also, can anyone explain what happens to the scientific temperament when, in Western societies, citizens go to confession in the presence of male Christian priests to apologize for their so-called sins of masturbation or premarital sex? Also, in the UK Parliament, there are compulsory Christian prayers, special Christian prayer breakfasts, and even Bible study and prayer groups. Can anyone explain what is happening to the scientific temperament there?
According to the US government's National Institutes of Health,
surveys conducted in the United States and Europe reveal that many citizens do not have a firm grasp of basic scientific facts and concepts, nor do they have an understanding of the scientific process. In addition, belief in pseudoscience seems to be widespread among Americans and Europeans. In her article published in Nature, Kendall Powell explains how many scientists engage in personal rituals or use totems in the lab and field. So, are these scientists in the US also lacking the so-called scientific temperament? Why are Indians not mocking these Western scientists the way Westerners mock the ISRO scientists? Of course, scientists, just like other citizens, can follow a religion of their choice. They can also go to churches, mosques, temples, or any other place of worship. If the so-called secular governments in the West can conduct or participate in official Christian ceremonies, the Indian government departments can also celebrate the Hindu and native traditions. But the reason many mocked ISRO scientists was different. It was not about their love for science. It was more about their deep-seated hatred for something that they cannot tolerate. It was about their hatred for Hindus and Hinduism. So yes, ISRO or ISRO's chairman were not the target. The real target was Hinduism. See you again.